Hi, I'm Michael Harding. I've come along to the Jackson studio to talk about my new range of miracle mediums. It's no secret that artists have been searching for decades for a material, a medium that they could use in their paint, which had certain credentials that weren't toxic, didn't have toxic fumes and give people headaches, non-flammable, and at the same time vegan. And so we set out on a search for a material that would fulfill all these needs, and we feel that we've produced such a material. It's made 100% from vegetable matter. It's completely non-toxic. I'm not advocating drinking it, but if you did inadvertently take a mouthful of it, just spit it out, and it's not doesn't cause a medical need, we could say. It's great for cleaning brushes. You can use it in paint as a diluent, increases the flow. It's just so many things it does. It just fulfills so many needs. It is a miracle, quite literally. It can be interdiluted with other oils, linseed oil, linseed stand oil, and of course it dissolves Dammar crystals, which gives us another sort of opportunity to have some fun. And of course with wax. So there's a combination of things here which I will be talking about. It's also very interesting to note that it doesn't behave like a solvent. It is a diluent. If you were able to analyse what things like mineral spirits, white spirit, and some of the other solvents actually do to oil, you would see, if you had the benefit of a very powerful microscope, that linseed oil is sort of in the form of chains. And these solvents come along and tend to cut the chain, which affects the tensile strength. The miracle medium doesn't do that. It simply adds a mobility to those chains, and so it doesn't sort of compromise that structure of the paint. Another very important aspect of the miracle medium is with your brushes. The miracle medium has the property of not taking all the natural oils out of the bristles, so it elongates the life expectancy of your brush. Now, I'm a bit of a fanatic where it comes to cleaning brushes. I remember there was a time when I used to literally loosen off the ferrule with a pair of pliers to make sure I could clean right down within, and then I'd squeeze it tight and put it into usually the Oxford English Dictionary to keep the bristles flat like that. But I found that since I've been using the miracle medium to clean my brushes, it really does mean I can get all the paint out. And I think that it's important to remember that these are the tools of your trade. These help you make good paintings, so you have to take good care of them. And another very interesting aspect of it is that if you were to take the top off and give it a bit of a sniff, it's virtually odorless. There's a slight hint of something, but you can never quite put your finger on it. But in open air, you wouldn't be able to detect it, so you're not going to have family and friends complaining about the smell of your paintings taking place. Just to let you know, in terms of the flammability, I tested it. I screwed up a piece of newspaper, set light to it, and I poured some of the miracle medium on it. And I'm pleased to say it actually put it out. Of course, I'm not advocating that everyone should conduct that experiment, but it reassured me that I really could put my hand on my heart and say it's non-flammable. And I can tell you it is all made from one particular plant. I can't tell you which plant. The name miracle medium, you probably think this is perhaps a little over the top. When we discovered the material and we were scratching our heads trying to think of what would we call it, Michael Harding something or other medium, and then I kept on coming back to this thing that it really was the answer to all our problems, and in a light-hearted way, it really is a miracle that we've now got this material that can solve all these needs without having us to take the risks of these other materials. I'm not saying stop using those other materials if you like them, but it gives you the option, and I think it really is a miracle. Now, where it comes to these mediums, this is miracle medium number 1. The miracle medium straight neat is just referred to as miracle medium. So this is our number 1, which is closely related, if you like. It's the equivalent of our PM1, but without the turpentine. We've simply replaced the turpentine with miracle medium. So it makes a wonderful painting medium, which is great for thinning the colour, increasing the flow, and it has no dryers in. So it spreads paint out and allows you to do detailed work. And because of the great advantage, it simply dilutes the oil and thins it. This is our miracle medium number 2, which is, if you like, I should almost call it magic medium, because it has the ability to dissolve Dammar crystals, which of course is very useful to us artists. And this is specifically a glaze medium, but it could also be used as a fast drying medium. It's Dammar crystals dissolved and has the addition of some linseed stand oil. It also is one of our few products which has a dryer in, which will speed the drying quite dramatically, which is very useful if you are glazing. You can also use it just to touch your brush into it for the normal areas of paint, should your painting be using slow drying colours. And here we have our Miracle Medium number 3. It's made with a combination of Dammar resin and beeswax and the Miracle Medium, and it has the property of giving your paint a slight satin finish and a slight impasto, so that if you don't particularly like the really high gloss that other mediums create, you can experiment with this. And here we have our Miracle Medium number 4. As you can see, it's a lovely stodgy paste, great for that impasto work, and you can just sort of see the texture of it on my finger there. We recommend adding about 20-25% of the volume of the paint, and you can see if that were oil paint, it would be nicely textured. I have here a little offcut of canvas. On the left, this is straight paint. This is Turner's yellow and vermilion. Nothing added, just straight from the tube, brushed out. On this side, I've got 2 little areas that have had a considerable amount of Miracle Medium added to it, 25 to 50%, which is sort of more than I generally would advocate. But anyway, I just thought it'd be fun. And as you can see, it hasn't really changed the drying appearance. It doesn't increase the speed of drying. It doesn't slow the speed of drying. And it doesn't change any glossiness. It doesn't make things go matte. It doesn't make things go glossy. You have to forgive my slight dirty finger marks down there, but that's the life of the artist, isn't it? I know I keep coming back to the word miracle, but it simply fulfills all those needs that the artist has, that we've been searching for decades.